What if I told you that waiting for inspiration is actually killing your creativity? For years, my creative output was sporadic at best, a pattern that probably feels frustratingly familiar to many artists out there. Let me take you back to where this journey began. I've been a professional musician for 35 years, and for most of that time, I've had this romanticized notion of creativity. I'd wait for that magical moment when inspiration would strike, like some divine intervention that would suddenly unlock my musical potential. The reality was far less glamorous. I'd have these occasional bursts of creativity, moments where an idea would emerge seemingly out of nowhere. I'd carefully document these ideas, feeling momentarily accomplished. But then, nothing. Weeks, sometimes months would pass with zero progress. My creative life was essentially a waiting game, and the worst part, I thought that was how it was supposed to be. If you had asked me what was the most important thing in my life, well, obviously I would say my family, but creativity would be a close second. Yet my actions told a completely different story. I was treating my most cherished creative pursuit like a distant acquaintance, somebody I'd catch up with occasionally but never commit to. I'd rationalize this behavior. I'd say, I'm a professional musician. When inspiration comes, I'll be ready. But inspiration doesn't work like that. It's not like a taxi you can wave down. It's more like a muscle that needs consistent exercise. Ooh, hello. When I finally felt like my creativity was not getting the oxygen it needed a couple of years ago, I decided to join Patreon as a place where I could document my process of composing. That's when everything changed. The act of documenting and sharing my process created an unexpected form of accountability. Suddenly, I wasn't just creating for myself, I had an audience, however small, waiting to see what I would do next. And just that little bit of pressure was transformative. But it also created a framework that allowed me to be more organized when it came to composing. I started numbering the ideas that I posted to Patreon. Some days I'd sit at the piano and nothing would happen. I'd improvise for an hour and it was all meh. But more often than not, something would emerge, a small melodic fragment, a rhythmic pattern, something I might have previously dismissed as insignificant. But because I was committed to sharing my process, I'd capture these moments, record a quick video, add a few notes, give the idea a number in my system, and what used to be fleeting inspirations began to take shape, to develop, to become actual compositions. Here's a hard truth that I learned. Inspiration isn't some mystical force that chooses who's worthy. It's not an external muse that randomly bestows creativity on select individuals. This mythology around creativity is actually one of the biggest barriers preventing people from creating. When we believe that creativity is a magical gift, that some are born with and some aren't, we give ourselves permission to not even try. We create these elaborate narratives about being creative or not creative as if it's an innate characteristic like eye color. But creativity is a skill. It's something that you develop. Just like learning a language or mastering a sport, it requires practice, consistency, and most importantly, showing up even when you don't feel inspired. Over time, I've developed an approach that works for me. It's not a rigid set of rules, but a flexible framework. Number one, set aside dedicated time. Creativity needs space. It won't happen if you're constantly waiting for the perfect moment. Number two, show up with intention. Arrive with an open mind, but without the pressure of forcing something to happen. Number three, be receptive. Inspiration is already within you. You just need to create the conditions for it to emerge. Number four, document everything. No idea is too small. Capture it. Give it a home in your creative ecosystem. And number five, develop existing ideas. When new inspiration feels distant, return to your existing ideas. Often these little things that we cast off contain hidden potential. By committing to this approach, I've experienced a profound shift. What used to be an occasional creative output has become a consistent practice. I'm releasing 2 albums this year. That's a 700% increase in productivity for me. It's not a stroke of luck or from me forcing creativity to happen. It's just the result of showing up day after day with curiosity, openness, and free from expectations. Every creative journey is unique. What works for me might not be right for you, but I believe anyone can develop a more consistent creative practice by changing their relationship with inspiration. If you found a workflow that resonates with you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And if you're struggling to create consistently, please share your experience so we can all learn from each other. If you want to dive deeper into the best practices for creativity, you'd love the episode I did on how to design a creative life, which you can click on here. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, keep the flow.